Hi, welcome to part 2 of our series on holy listening. I'm Pastor Mary Johnson, and this segment is about how to engage and listen. This is how we set the stage for what we are calling holy listening, a posture of engaging in conversation that provides a safe space for listening and responding to others. In part 1, we learned how to prepare ourselves for these conversations, whether it's a spontaneous encounter or something planned, so that we can offer our time and attention to people with no distractions. We want to come to these conversations guided by the Holy Spirit, but with no personal needs or agenda of our own. How you engage in a time of deep listening to another person will vary depending on your situation and context. Sometimes another person may engage you. If someone strikes up a conversation with you in a parking lot or backyard or phone call, and you observe that they seem to need to talk, you may just want to signal to them that you are able to take the time to focus on them and are open to listening for as long as they need. So you could say something like, "I have time to listen if you'd like to talk," and maybe show that by putting away your phone or putting down the groceries or garden tools you're holding, or maybe by coming a bit closer to them so they feel they're in a safe space while still keeping a healthy physical distance. Make yourself comfortable enough so that it's clear that you can stay and focus completely on them and their concerns. If you are making a phone call, especially if it's on behalf of your congregation, you'd want to introduce yourself fully and say why you are calling, so they won't be distracted or confused by wondering exactly who you are and what you are calling for. So you could say something like, "Hi, I'm Mary Johnson. I'm calling from Messiah Lutheran Church, and we're calling all our members just to check in and ask how you are doing." It can also be really helpful to ask, "Is this a good time for you to talk?" Partly to show courtesy and concern, and partly so they know that you really want to take their concerns seriously. Some people may hesitate to share deep or personal concerns, and that's certainly okay. You want them to feel safe and not pressured. But if your heart and mind are really open and prepared, you want that concern to show. To open up a conversation, it can be helpful to start with a question that is open-ended and doesn't have either a positive or a negative assumption, especially if you don't know the person well. So rather than, "Are you doing okay?" or "You don't have any serious problems, do you?" or "What kinds of problems are you having?" you could say something simple like, "How are you doing these days?" And then just allow the person to share. People can be very aware of what we are thinking and feeling, even if we try not to show it. And if you are genuinely open to listening to their deepest concerns without judgment and without trying to give advice or to solve their problems, they will be able to sense this. You want to be prepared to hear anything. So if they describe negative feelings or bad experiences, or they use strong or harsh language, even if they say something that might be shocking to you, if you can just let it flow out of them and really hear what they are saying and feeling, they will be able to sense that you are listening deeply. If you can allow periods of silence without trying to fill them, and tears or grief or swearing or anger without trying to stop them or to cheer them up or to make yourself feel more comfortable, they will be able to let their story and their feelings out. Don't think about what you will say, just care enough to let them speak. I think of a person's narrative like a river or a stream, and when you listen without judgment or resistance, you let it flow as it is meant to flow, And then you can observe the whole of it, when and where it ends. If you need to encourage the conversation, just a little nod or a caring glance and an occasional few words will be enough. The handout on holy listening has some more suggestions on this. Then, when the person has been able to tell their whole story, and you can see what their deepest reality and feelings and concerns really are, then if you need to ask a few questions to understand more or better, you'll know what to ask, and you'll know what help they may need or what prayer they may want. In the next video, we'll talk about how you might respond. Just know that by offering your valuable time, your full attention, and your deepest listening, so another person can be truly heard and affirmed, you will help them to know that they are infinitely valued and genuinely accepted and deeply loved as a child of God. This is truly holy listening.